2016 CF 1581B. Are we ready to proceed, Mr. Collins?
Yes, Your Honor. This time we're going to be entering a change of plea.
All right, why don't you come forward with your client, please?
Yes, sir.
Where do we stand, Mr. Collins?
Judge, we're entering a change of plea at this point in time. It has been reduced to writing.
Okay.
Would you like me to recite the permit?
If you would.
Yes, sir. In case number 2016 CF 1581B, in which Mr. Rivera is charged with one count by way of indictment with first-degree murder, he's going to withdraw any previously tendered pleas of not guilty, enter a plea of guilty to the disposition of second-degree murder, punishable by life in the Department of Corrections. The agreed upon disposition of the state is that he be adjudicated guilty on said offense, sentenced to 19 years in the Department of Corrections with no minimum mandatory provisions. This sentence would run concurrent, although not conterminous, with the current federal sentence he's serving in the United States of America versus Rivera, Southern District of Florida, case number 15-60094-CR-Conan, and that he abide by all terms set forth in Exhibit A, which is attached to this plea form. I do have a signed plea form as well as Exhibit A that has been signed by myself, Ms. Kaplan, and Mr. Rivera, and the floor is yours if I may approach.
You may. Is that your understanding of what you're doing, Mr. Rivera?
Yes, sir.
Does that state's understand the agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Would you swear the defendant, please?
Raise your right hand. You swear affirm testimony about giving this case to be true, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
State your name for the record, please.
Luis Manuel Rivera.
And are you currently under the influence of any alcohol, drug, or medication?
No, sir.
You've heard what Mr. Collins has indicated. Before I can accept a plea from you, I need to make sure that you are freely and voluntarily entering into that plea and that you understand what you're doing. I'm going to ask you some questions to try to clarify that. If at any point in time you do not understand what I'm asking or you have any confusion, feel free to tell me that. You're free to talk to Mr. Collins privately at any point in time. If you don't understand something I'm asking you, please be sure and clarify that with me. You understand? Yes, I'm going to advise you of some of the rights, and I'm sure Mr. Collins has gone over these with you, but I need to make them a record and make sure that you understand these things. In reference to the second-degree murder charge that you've agreed to plead to, I need to make sure you understand that you do have a right to a trial by jury. You have an absolute right to remain silent. You have a right to confront the witnesses against you. You have a right to compel the attendance of witnesses on your own behalf. You also have the right to persist in your present plea of not guilty, and if you should do so, it would be the state's job to prove your guilt to a jury beyond a reasonable doubt. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney at all stages of these proceedings. However, if your plea of no contest is accepted by the court, then you waive or give up each of these rights I've just listed. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
You also waive, that is, you give up your right to appeal anything relating to the judgment and sentence. The only appeal that would still exist would be as to the legality of the sentence. Frankly, if I follow the plea agreement here, which I intend to do, it would be a legal sentence. So essentially, you're giving up all appeal rights. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I also need to advise you that if you are not a United States citizen, this plea would result in your deportation from the United States. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I also need to advise you that conviction in this case could at some later time be used to enhance your sentence if you were to go out and commit some new crime. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Does he have any prior record that would relate to any type of sexual offenses, Mr. Kaufman?
No, sir.
All right. Upon your plea of no contest being accepted here today, there will not be a trial of any kind in your case. The next thing we're going to do is go on to sentencing. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
State, please give me a factual basis.
Judge, it's alleged that on or about July 18th, 2014, this defendant, along with his co-defendant, Sigfredo Garcia,
traveled here to Tallahassee from the Miami area with a predetermined plan to murder Daniel Markel. They traveled to the home of Mr. Markel located on Prescott Drive here in Tallahassee in Leon County, whereby Mr. Garcia executed Mr. Markel by shooting him 2 times in the head. This defendant was aware of that plan. He was the driver. He assisted in providing a firearm and providing transportation and to the scene of the crime and also away from the crime, as well as in other ways.
You understand if this matter were to go to trial, those are the allegations that the state would be presenting against you at trial?
Yes, sir.
And do you plead no contest to the charge of second-degree murder?
Yes, sir.
And are you entering into this plea because you believe it to be in your best interest?
Yes, sir.
The maximum penalty for this sentence is life from prison. Do you understand that maximum penalty?
Yes, I do.
I've been provided by Mr. Collins with 2 documents. One's a plea and acknowledgement of rights form. Did you sign that?
Yes, sir.
And then there's also a what's been marked as Exhibit A, a cooperation agreement. Did you also sign that document?
Yes, sir.
And did you go over those documents with Mr. Collins?
Yes, I did.
And how did you go over them with him?
You ready to?
It's my understanding that you don't read real well.
Yes, sir.
All right, but he went over them carefully with you?
Yes, it is.
And you signed these documents after he read them to you?
Yes, I did.
Did he answer any questions about the agreement and the rights that you're giving up?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions to me about the rights you've agreed to and the agreement you've entered into?
No, sir.
The agreement calls for you to be allowed to plead to second-degree murder with an adjudication of guilt and a prison sentence of 19 years. It is not a mandatory minimum sentence. It is a regular prison sentence. It would run concurrently with the federal sentence that you're currently serving. There would be the financial obligations as set out in the plea form. You understand that's the essence of the agreement you've entered into?
Yes, sir.
You've also entered into a cooperation agreement. In that, you agree that you're going to cooperate and testify truthfully. Do you understand that?
Sir.
And I believe you've already made a statement to authorities. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And in those statements, have you been truthful with them?
Yes, I have.
And do you intend to continue to be truthful with them?
Yes, sir.
You understand that if you're not truthful, that there are severe consequences that can come from your failure to be truthful or your failure to cooperate. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you've discussed that with Mr. Collins?
Yes, I have.
And you feel like you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And has anyone threatened you in any way to get you to enter into this agreement?
I'm sorry.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what has been said here in open court?
No, sir.
Do you have any questions of the court at this point in time as to the agreement you've entered into or the rights that you've given up by entering into this agreement?
No, sir.
Do you need to talk to Mr. Collins about any of this before I accept the plea?
Not at all.
And do you enter into this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Feel like you understand what you're doing?
Yes, sir.
The court finds you understand the nature of the charges against you and appreciate the consequences of this plea. I find the facts the state's prepared to prove are sufficient to sustain your plea. I further find that your decision to plead no contest is freely and voluntarily made and that you've had the advice and counsel of a competent attorney. Is there any reason not to proceed to sentencing at this time?
No, Your Honor.
Either side wish to be heard further?
No, sir.
Your Honor.
I'm not sure I can read Mr. Collins' writing on the court costs and fines. What are the standard costs and fines, Madam Clerk?
$2,625.
Okay.
And then there is a $50 fee application fee and $100 legal assessment.
All right, Mr. Rivera, based upon your plea to second-degree murder, I hereby adjudicate you guilty of that offense. I sentence you to 19 years, Department of Corrections. Give you credit for 45 days already served. This sentence is to run concurrently with USA versus Rivera, case number 15-60094 out of federal court. Imposed costs and fines of $2,625, $50 public defender application fee, $100 defense litigation fee, $100 cost of prosecution. Is there a request to reduce that to civil judgment?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll reduce those amounts to civil judgment. Does that leave anything outstanding?
No, sir.
No, Your Honor.
If not, we'll be in recess.